the mic, yeah, we bring the flame. Thursday nights, it's a vibe, y'all gon' know the name. C. Wells, Jamie G. Jerome, DJ 2. Facts and flavor mix, that's how the crew do. Catch us live, hit that like, don't be shy. Talking SWAC, y'all, with the jokes that fly. We ain't ducking no smoke, see us holding rank. Discussion, sharp enough to make a ship sink. We got stats, we got smack all rolled in one. SWAC talk like the smoke from a loaded gun. Y'all tune in every week, it's a new vibe. Opinions clash like titans, watch the sparks collide. Here for the teams, for the sports, for the jokes you need. Cut through the noise, watch SWAC Smoke's gonna lead. No fakes, no chill, bring the truth you seek. Every Thursday night, yeah, we running the streak. Catch us live, hit that like, don't be shy. Talking SWAC, y'all, with the jokes that fly. We ain't ducking no smoke, see us holding rank. Discussion, sharp enough to make a ship sink. From the court to the field, we dissect the play. Breaking down the wins and losses of the day. A different crew, but the unity's tight. Facts mixed with the laughs, got you feeling alright.
All right, everybody, what's going on, man? How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of SWAC Smoke, man. We in the house, man. Willie, I'm good. I'm glad to see you in the house, man. My sister told me you weren't doing too good, man. Glad to see you in the house, man, holding it down. What's up, Crook? What's going on, man? What's going on, everybody out there?
Crook, I got a bone to pick with Crook.
All right, what's up, Lowe's J? What's going on? I'm gonna let you pick your bone, but I need to say something first before we get going. I just want to say life come at you fast, man. And I don't mean real life, I mean sports life. Life come at you fast. I spent the whole show last week talking about how bad Southern was. I didn't think they were gonna listen to me and do what I said they was gonna do. So we're gonna talk about the game, man. I'm not happy that Southern had to prove me right. but I'm gonna let you go ahead and pick your bone, man.
Oh no, it ain't that important. Crook, I can wait till later on. It's just some band stuff he been putting out there, talking about FAMU is trying to get Grambling band directors because we're TWI Junior band or some mess like that. Y'all done copied their whole band uniform. Talking about we're a PWI band. Y'all done went and got the one drum major just like them in every doggone thing. But anyway, I know he got something to say about that.
Yeah, I don't get involved. I don't get involved in band talk, man. Before we get into the show, man, I do want to say, since we did bring up band, I need to ask a question to a lot of y'all out there, man. How, and I put this in the group chat, but how do y'all do fifth quarters, bro? I can't do it, man. We went to the I went to the fifth quarter Saturday with my nephew because I rolled with him. And I was like, bro, we just lost the game. Why the hell is all these people so happy, man? Like, I can't do it, man. Like, I don't, much power and respect to everybody who do. I'm not knocking it, but man, I realize I'm not built for that world, man. That game hit 0. I wanted to ride home with my mom and them, but I ain't want to ride home with my dad because me and him were gonna get into it on the way home about the game. So I needed to unwind, but that's not me, bro. So salute to everybody who went.
There for the game. You there for the game. And other people be there for the band. They be done tolerated the game just to get to the fifth quarter. Now, me, if we lose, I'm going to listen to the fifth quarter from the parking lot. Chances are. But, you know, FAMU hadn't been losing a lot. So I've been, been able to enjoy it. But
oh, you ain't got to go. You ain't got to go that in there.
Things, the pendulum swing in the opposite direction. But
so, I mean, like I said, the only good thing about it was I got to talk to my sister because I ain't seen her in a long time. So we talked for a while. But I was just standing there like the music was good. Don't get me wrong, man. It was a good fifth quarter. I'm not gonna act like it wasn't, but that's not my Hey, don't play with my shirt, man. Don't play with my shirt. We are par. We not subpar. We are par. But what's going on, everybody? Hey, Will Wallace, I'm gonna give you this week, man. I ain't about to argue with you this week. I'm gonna let you have your fun. And we're gonna talk a little trash, but we're gonna have a good time. I like I said, I just had to throw that out there because, like I said, that's just not my thing. But salute to everybody else who enjoy it. I was glad to see Bama State leave though, because I was like, we can go now. And the only good thing about it, man, was it helped me calm down some. So when we left the stadium, I wasn't nearly as upset as I probably would have been if I had left right after the game. So I do give them credit for that. But that's the first field court I've been to since 2018. So that tells you how long it's been for me. It's like Jesus Christ.
That's part of the problem because y'all done dropped off a little bit since 2018.
And see, the latest I stay at the game is at the Bayou Classic. I stay to watch us get the trophy, then I'm gone. And I don't even think they do a fifth quarter after the Classic. So as soon as they get that trophy out, I'm out the door. But that's my thing. So we're gonna have a little fun tonight, man. Hey, that's a good question. Before we get going, what you think the combined records of Southern and FAMU gonna be when they play? When do we play y'all?
That's in what?
It's
3 weeks.
In October. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up.
It's about 3 weeks. I know we're gonna have 2 wins because between now and then we got Albany State and I think bye week, and then I want to say
so we must
Bama State or North Carolina Central.
Let's see. 18. Oh, I think we play y'all on the 25th. I want to say, is that right? Yeah, we play y'all on October 25th. So we got.
That's a long ways.
Yeah, we got Fresno State this week, so that's we'll be 1-3. We got Jackson State. Just for the sake of messing with y'all on the show, we're gonna win that game. We're gonna bounce back on y'all, so we'll be 2-3. And because you asked me, so I'm a throw. We got Bethune-Cookman in there. We're gonna win that game. We got Prairie View. We're gonna win that game. So at worst, we're gonna be 3-4. So I think our record's gonna be good. I mean, good enough. You know what I'm saying, comparatively. but
I don't know. I can't call what we're gonna be. We got to win this weekend right here, right now. But I'm hoping we get these next 2 off the top. Get this week, take the bye week, go into SWAC play, and get our first SWAC victory. That's as far as I can look. That's as far ahead as I can see.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that. I mean, like I say, we get to. I know it's a serious question, but we don't really do serious over here. So you're gonna have a little bit of fun with it. But honestly, I mean, I think like I said, it's gonna take some W's, but we're in the middle. Hey, it is what it is. It happens to the best of them, man. Everybody at some point gonna have a losing streak. That's just the way sports go. I'm not scared of losing streaks, and I know a lot of y'all shouldn't be because a lot of y'all teams went through them too. So. I like I say, we're gonna bounce back from where we at. You know what I'm saying? We're not in an impossible hole, but hey, salute to Bama State, man. They did what they needed to do. I guess we go ahead and start off with that game since we here, man. I'm gonna let you talk first on the game, Jerome, because I might ramble. So
okay, I thought that game was a tight game for 3 quarters, but Bama State didn't capitalize early when I thought they had chances to kind of push the game out ahead. But Southern mistakes is what killed them. They had interceptions, they had fumbles. I think they had a block kick that got ran back or something like that. So that's kind of what separated that game for me. Andrew Body was not as dynamic as he was in the previous game, but he was doing enough to get them over the top, And the offense, it looked kind of easy to read. Either they was gonna run tunnel screen left, tunnel screen right, and you could kind of see when they line up in it which way they were going to throw it, and then they'll run the little inside handoff out of that same little formation, and then they would switch to the whole power package and run the ball. And when they did that, when they switched to that, like where they had the 2 fullbacks and like a full house backfield and stuff, they kind of moved the ball and controlled the game a little easier. And they did that for one drive, and then they stopped doing it until I think they would get like inside the red zone maybe. But you know, I was kind of surprised. I thought Southern was going to have more, but I think they're missing their quarterback. Southern is missing Woods, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the main issue is you gotta take care of the football, regardless of who you play. You gotta take care of football. Bama State gave us a gift in the first quarter. They fumbled the ball trying to go for it on 4th down, and we got the ball and basically threw an interception on the same possession. So I don't like to do the like some people do, where they be like, oh, if we do this, we score. But you get the ball in good field position, and you can't turn the ball over there. A field goal helps you in that situation because it's early. We kept the pressure. Yeah, points early, it helps regardless. We kept pressure on Bama State. We sacked Andrew Body on the first play of the game. We got him down a couple of times, kept him out, kept him from getting out of the pocket because he only ran for like 16 yards. So we kept that part in check. But the backs killed us, which they got good backs. And like you said, they ran a lot of stuff to the outside to take advantage of those guys in space. I think the biggest thing that game showed was the difference in philosophies offensively. Southern did nothing and hasn't really done anything to scheme their guys open. We don't get the ball to receivers in space. We don't get the backside in space. Everything's up the middle. Everything off tackle. Everything, just kind of straight ahead with no window dressing or nothing. So what's coming. But Southern moved the ball well enough on the ground, even with that. But you just can't turn the ball over. The defense give up a score. You get the ball back, turn the ball back over. Defense got to come back on the field. You just can't keep doing that, And so ultimately, I will say this: I think a lot of people, and me and my dad got into me and my dad had this discussion Sunday. I think a lot of people really overreacted to the result. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody wanted to fire coaches and this and that. You had 4 fumbles, 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions,
and the block kick.
And a block kick.
Now they're doing that.
You lost to a team who everybody said was gonna beat you by 50. So what? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like they act like we lost to Lincoln. The majority of people, even me, picked Bama State to win the game. I didn't think we'd lose it like that, but people acted like this was the worst loss we ever. We lost to Nicholls State 51-7. That game was way worse than this game. We've had worse losses than this, and people just really flew off the handle and just like a battered wife. You know what I'm saying? Like Southern fans are battered wives, man. They got PTSD. They overreact to everything, and it's like I was like, look, if you're gonna make a change, you need to make a change on the offensive play calling side of things. You don't fire the coach, you make him make coaching moves before he get fired. Because what coach is gonna want to come and coach at your team if this is the second coach? I gotta address this. I'm always if Southern is not the better team in the game, man, I ain't got no problem picking somebody to beat Southern. Y'all should know me by now, man. I am not that type of dude, bro. In Jackson State, you can go back and watch all my shows. I probably didn't pick Jackson State to beat Southern almost every time we played because they've been the better team. Now I'm gonna talk noise.
That don't mean who you gonna pull for though. That
don't mean anything when I walk in that stadium. But on the show, man, I'm always pick. I don't pick with my heart, man. I pick with my head. I be wanting to be wrong, but I didn't pick Southern. I already picked Southern to lose to North Carolina Central. I picked Southern to lose to Bama State. I'm gonna pick Southern to lose to Jackson State. If Southern don't keep playing well, I'm gonna pick Bethune-Cookman to beat Southern. I don't have no problem picking against Southern because I'm a realist. But anyway, my point is, I think all this wholesale change and stuff, you know, is overreacted. But I don't mind. I don't mind them making a change at offensive coordinator. But I do want to say this, and then I'm gonna get out of the way. I don't like taking responsibility from a guy and then keeping him in that spot with somebody else. I don't like co-offensive coordinators, and I showed them like co-coordinators after that dude then basically been demoted. I don't see what purpose that served. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see what purpose that served. And you know, you got an offense that can barely score 20 points a game with guys that can get the job done. So like I said, I don't mind, Coach McNair taking over. I don't mind some fresh blood. I don't mind the energy or whatever they trying to say is going on. But I don't think you need two guys in that job when one of them basically then lost that job. That don't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's. I guess you could say it's going to be a little awkward. They might be a little funny, but maybe he's just coaching a position or whatever, or they could actually really be collaborating on it because it's his playbook. It's not Fred McNair's playbook, is it? Right?
I mean, from what I'm hearing, and again, this is practice and all that. They doing some different things, but the majority of the playbook got to be Frederick. I mean, I don't think Coach McNair sitting there with, what I'm saying, with a book of his own that he been sitting on for 2 years. But you gotta keep the bulk of what's there. And I know that they run more stuff than they run in games because I've seen them run the stuff.
Well, that might be just what they might just open it up and just open the book up. That could be just
that's really all. To me, that's really all you need is to open it up, man. Don't.
But you don't think not having Woods? I mean, your boy can't throw that good. You know what I mean? He ain't, So you don't think by them not having enough confidence in him to complete, like, not saying routine routes, but routes or timing plays that's like on timing or whatever. It seemed like he had to make his plays out of broken situations. So maybe they don't have the confidence in him, so they kind of calling plays tailored towards setting him up to be in a position where he could, get the quarterback option to run, pass, or roll out or whatever. That's kind of what I see. Because y'all will run the ball for a lot of yards, but then if you get 3rd and 8,
you done. and I'm gonna say this: McCoy got a really strong arm. He's a big arm dude. He love the deep ball. He not really enamored with check downs and shit. But a lot of it, the receivers dropped. Tight ends especially dropped a lot of passes too. Now it's a two-way street. He threw some good passes that were 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 would pick up first down and they dropped it. So they got to help each other. But I do think maybe to a degree that the offense wasn't necessarily going the way that they want because the guy who maybe the first the offense is catered to is not there. But you brought this guy in, so you need to he can do more than hand the ball off. I don't think they ran him enough in the game until the game was over. Now I heard he was again, you always hear stuff after the fact. I heard he was still banged up from last week, but if that's the case, then why even play him? But I think a lot of it is just
if he run, you gotta let him run. I mean, that's
you gotta let him run if that's his job,
You can't be saving him. You got to run. And I say that about FAMU quarterback, but we'll talk about that later on. If that cat was be running and he going down sliding, which is cute, it's good to know that you're aware of that. But keeping it real, you ain't earned that right to slide yet, bro. You got to put your head down and try and get a first down.
You gotta make the plays when they down. You
gain respect from the team. For the team,
you gotta make that play, man. But
you ain't earned it right.
Like I said though,
that sounds crazy, but
I mean, sometimes you have to, man. And like I'm gonna just leave it at this, because I don't want to take nothing from Bama State because they played a damn good game. They did everything that they needed to do to win. But you have to help your team out. Defense made plays routinely. Defense came on the field constantly, made the stops when they needed to make the stops. They had Bama State at like 2 for 8 on third downs till late in the third quarter, so they did what they were supposed to do. Yeah, Kelby Gibbons had a damn good game, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. Mike Jones was everywhere. That's a guy a lot of people hadn't really, heard his name, but it's
y'all. Yeah. But Bama State got some good running backs now.
They got a good team, man. Like they have a good team, and it's not just.
You was toting that thing now. They was getting it in, putting in some work.
Yeah.
Even Creech. You saw Creech?
Yeah, I saw my boy Creech. I was like, oh, look at my boy out there making plays, man. So, it's like they got the offense, the defense gonna come around. I always felt like the defense gonna come around. It just takes time. They got new pieces. It's gonna come around. Defense always gonna get there. But the bottom line in any game, no matter who you play, is you can't turn the football over. You turn the ball over 4 times, you're probably not gonna win unless you're playing like Lincoln or somebody. You playing a good team, you keep giving them chances, they're gonna eventually capitalize. And like you said, that was a 7-6 game at the beginning of the third quarter. Then it was 9-6, and we still was in there. So even I told my nephew this. I was like, when the score got to be like 20-7 or whatever it was, 17-7, whatever, I was like, typically I'd be relaxed because this one Southern make their comeback. Like this one Southern start to kind of make them plays, but we can't throw the ball. So like now you just stuck, because nothing's working, and you're not even giving teams the opportunity to make anything happen. Because you got guys that can do it, but you got to put the ball in their hands. So ultimately, I don't have a problem with the coaching adjustment. My biggest one is special teams. I'm glad that they're doing something with that, because that's been horrible. And I'm not holding the kicker. I'm not holding too much on the kicker because the kids are freshmen. You know what I'm saying? It takes time for young guys to figure things out, and kicking in a game like that at home and all that. He from Baton Rouge. His mom and them probably came and sat with the black people for one weekend. You know what I'm saying? They he from a part of town. They don't really be around there, but there's a lot of pressure. He got that first kick blocked, then he missed the other one. But I think he's gonna get better. But my concern with special teams is always the return game. It's just not been good. And I heard there was some talk. Some of the players talked to the coaches about it, and the coaches didn't like it. So you just need to, get right. So, I just, hey, we got 2 weeks to fix some stuff. You got it. You go out and play against Fresno, whatever, and then you get a bye week. So you got a couple weeks to work some things out, and then you got real football. So we'll see.
Right. Well,
but that's enough for that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm done with last week with Southern. So I'm gonna let this be FAMU time now. You on the floor, Jerome.
Oh, FAMU. My first question is, why whenever we play FBS school, we got to play one of them with the 6'6" prototype quarterback that always up for the damn Bolitnikoff award or whatever the hell the case may be. And so he gonna make it to try and make it a point to put up as many points and yards and touchdowns and stuff as he can against us. It was like Carmen Coppield when we played against Southeast in that playoff game. Looked like the same dude, except this dude didn't run. He was just throwing the ball and whipping it in the pocket and stuff. And I want to question our special teams because we had a punt block, and that's like 3 games in a row. So now we got this funky punt situation that we was lining up in, and everybody been asking, why we lining like that. We brought in an all SWAC punter. The dude can punt, but every time he punt, he can't really get the full extension. I don't know if you've seen that formation that they were running for the punt.
I'm about to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It's a unbalanced line, and it's like the center is on the end of the line snapping the ball, and then the 3 linemen that would be on that right side of the center are back like 5 damn yards off the ball, in that like protection position. And what used to trip me out about that is that they can't move left or right. They some big dudes, you know what I mean? And dudes will just run right by them. And if they happen to return the ball, they definitely ain't gonna tackle nobody. But that's neither here nor there. But I guess I on here I got to be optimistic, and I'm gonna be optimistic. We did get our first touchdown of the season in that game. It was a long pass, and the quarterback played better in the second half. I think we might have held him to one touchdown maybe, and that last touchdown was questionable, I think. But so they didn't quit. I would say that the team did not quit, but it was like they came out and established their point so quick, so they put us in a situation where we couldn't catch up because they know our passing attack wasn't that good. And then Jet Petty got his turn to get in the game, and I don't know. I was kind of asking for to put Johnson back in the game, but
where is Jefferson? That kid gonna play?
He's over there, and that's another question. I ain't seen Goldie Lawrence. It's a lot of guys that I just haven't seen. I don't know. I don't know if they hurt. I don't know if they on the team or what. Seems like I see Lawrence. He was number 2. But it seemed like I see him on the sideline. But all I got to say, Coach, is you got to play your dogs. I know they may have attitudes and this, that, and third and all that kind of stuff. But you got to, sometime when the girl real fine, you look past that. You know what I mean?
That's what Monday. That's what Monday through Thursday for, to get them attitudes right. Saturday you play.
You can look past it for a little while anyway.
At least a day or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not marry her, but a couple dates. You can deal with that.
So hopefully we get all the dogs on the field. And that them just a few that I know about that played last year that I was expecting to see more of this year. And you just haven't really seen them make that many plays, So, that it just wasn't a good game. I'll put it like that right there. Defense just couldn't handle it. They ran this quick offense. I don't think we're gonna see nothing like that fast. Where they try and get in as many plays as they can in the game. And they played my man well into the third quarter. Into the fourth quarter. Well, I know you're gonna say that, Will Wallace, because you want us to be 0-3 and whatever the case may be.
Because they think if we got that record that we gonna be just on here crying, man. I accept what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because I know sooner or later she's gonna be on the other foot. So I let y'all have y'all fun, because I know sooner or later that she's gonna be on the other foot, and y'all, the Dojo's gonna be back. So don't act like y'all too far removed from what y'all was.
Since FAMU got in the SWAC, y'all wake up and check FAMU box scores before you look at your own. It's almost like Cowboy level hate. You know what I mean? It's almost to the level of the hate for the Cowboys. You get up and look and see what FAMU did first. Then you go look and see what your team did.
That reminds me of 1 year Southern was playing in Shreveport. Grambling had a game at home, and I think it was homecoming. And this dude I knew who went to Grambling was at our game, and we like, why you not up the street at y'all homecoming? Or I wanted to see y'all lose. Like, nigga, we playing Valley, bro. We not about to lose this game. You just really want to come and see something. You don't want to come. You don't want to go see your own team. You just wanted to come and see something. That's all. But it's all love. We family, man. We accept all y'all. We family. But I do want to say about that quarterback from FAU. I think they had that dude in the game because he threw like 5 interceptions the week before. So I think they was really just trying to get his stats right. And because I don't think he played that well against FBS competition. So I think they was really trying to just get him right.
You talking about FAU quarterback,
quarterback, right?
Yeah, you saw that too, didn't you?
Yeah, he had a horrible game the first game. So I think it was one of them situations where they was just trying to get his mind right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, they say Albany State quarterback is supposed to be good.
Oh, yeah, he's solid, man. They got a good team, man.
They've been running.
They done won both their games in blowouts. And
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that game in a minute. Let's run through the rest of the week before we start to do that. Because
Okay.
we'll be there flipped to that and left everything out. So let's Alabama A&M, they beat Alcorn 41-31. That game, that first quarter, man, was like a track meet. I was looking at the score, and it seemed like the first quarter, them two teams was like gonna score like 100 points. First quarter was 21-14, and it slowed down from there, but it was like boom, 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 boom. But Quad Brown had a huge game in that game, man. He threw 3 touchdowns. I think he ran for 2. Ran for 1, but he had a huge game, 260 through the air. Jacorian Sewell for Alcorn had an 80-yard touchdown run, which is one of them things that he do. Finished with 115 yards. But Alabama A&M, they look really solid in this game.
Yeah, Sewell, he hit that corner and turned it on, boy. I didn't know it was that fast. Cause he hit that corner.
Oh yeah, if you let him get loose, he can go.
He was looking like Bo Jackson.
Yeah, he did. And so they I don't know what to make of Alcorn right now. I think they look the first week they looked good on defense and bad on offense. This week I think the offense got better, but the defense didn't look. I don't want to say they were worse, but they didn't. They gave us some big plays. So I think they got to find some consistency though. But I think they got potential. But right now, I don't think that they. I don't think they're there yet.
Yeah. The Bama A&M quarterback. His name slipping me right now, but he reminds me of
Quad Brown.
He reminds me of the quarterback from New Orleans Saints back in the day, Aaron
Brooks.
Yeah. That's who he looked like to me. He's long and slim, got the arm. Now, I don't necessarily like the way he wearing that tape. He need to doctor that up. You got to be sweet if you're gonna be out. He was looking like a damn skeleton with that tape running down the front of his legs like that right there. So tighten that up, bro. But other than that, it looked good.
Get your swag right. I want to answer this comment here. Now it's early, so I don't know how you want to judge who the top backs are, but I will say, if you're looking just numerically, I think all these guys are gonna be in the hunt for the Russian title at the end of the season. Obviously, Lamar Miller from Jackson State having a great season, opening up. Jacorian Sewell from Alcorn, he preseason all-conference guy. I like Chase Bingman from Prairie View. He had a fumble Saturday, but he's a back that's running the ball well. Of course, we call him Mr. 6 yards. That's Trey Holly. He good for 6 yards and getting ankle tackled, but I think he can go at any moment. But he's a tough runner. A guy who I don't even know if a lot of people know who he is at this point, and I ain't really seen him much, and I want to keep my eyes on him as the season moves on. That's Maurice Edwards from Alabama A&M. The dude has ran the ball 69 times. I'm gonna double check that to make sure that's not a mistake. But he done ran the ball 69 times in 2 games, 270 yards and 4 touchdowns. So I don't know if he can keep that pace up, but
yeah, that's workhorse.
That's a workhorse, bro. I haven't seen a guy. Let me just put it this way: they got him listed as 69 carries. The next guy has 44, and he played in 3 games. So this dude has 69 carries in 2 games. I got to look that up because that don't seem right. But
that seems like a lot.
I mean, that's a lot for 2 games in 2025.
They running that many plays. They
must have because they played Arkansas. So I don't. Let me see something. I'm curious now. I'm curious because I saw that yesterday, and it was like that looks weird to me. But let's see. They got him listed. Arkansas. That's not right. They got him listed with 6 carries against Arkansas. So did he? Ain't no way he ran the ball. No, that many
60
times. The ball going.
63 carries. Shit.
No, nobody can run the ball that much on a video game.
63.
So yeah, that had to be a mistake, man. Because I'm like, y'all gonna kill it. If I'm his parents, I'm like, I gotta talk to coach, bro. Y'all trying to kill this kid?
Yeah, did we recruit any other running back?
Yeah, do y'all got anybody else on the I don't even know. Let me. I gotta find they game from Saturday. I don't even think they ran 60. Did they run 60 plays in the game? Because that
Probably not. Probably
see,
not.
they ran 70 plays on Saturday. So basically, what they're saying is he ran the ball every time. They ran about 36 times on Saturday. So that number is just messed up because they got him
And the
listed with
quarterback
21
had some
carries.
carries. And the quarterback had carries too.
Yeah, he had 21 carries. That's still a lot for 2025. But so basically, he got what I said 6 in the first game. So he got like 27 carries. So I don't know where they got that 69 carries from, but that's still a good load in one game. So I still think he's a guy that he got a lot of work. His numbers all wrong. I don't know where they got his numbers from, but he had a touchdown against Arkansas and he had one against Alcorn. So I do think maybe he's a guy to keep a lookout for. But that man was running like like the year Ricky Williams won the Heisman Trophy at Texas when they were running that man 40 times a game.
Earl Campbell carries like Earl Campbell.
You know what I'm saying? Like run the man until he tired. Don't take him out and don't put nobody else in and just keep running. Yeah,
Jamal Lewis.
Yes. I still don't know who they backup running back used to be. That man never came out the game.
Nope.
But anyway, so those are some of the guys I think could be potentially top backs in the league. There's a few other guys who probably go get some action. Like I think Jamari Holtzclaw from Bama State got it. Marcus Harris, he can run that ball too, man. I don't think a lot of people talk about him, but he can run that ball too. Shout out to my boy JB. He brought him up. He brought him up on his show.
Holtzclaw is nice. Holtzclaw is nice. Yeah, he's nice.
They got a nice little punch in the backfield, man.
But he's not gonna get the bulk of the carries like
that. No, he's not
just like my man that the little dude at Jackson State, the backup running back. He nice too, but he ain't gonna be able to get that many touches because of Miller.
And nowadays, man, you don't really see teams run guys that much like that. No more anyway. So you really kind of spread. You like to spread your carries out, man.
Yeah.
And I don't mind if I run the ball 35 times. My top 3 backs each got between 8 and 10 carries. You know what I'm saying? You can get that work you up to about 70 yards or so amongst 3 different dudes. That's
and
over 200 yards.
You pop one, you get on up over that 100 yards.
Yeah, real quick. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
real quick. Let's see any other game. I guess we can talk about Jackson State. Did you see any of that game or keep up with any of that game against Southern Miss?
Yeah, I watched some of it. Jackson was, in my opinion, they was in the game for a good little ways, but it was just, what happened with all of us? They just seemed like they had a little more talent, and the old motto is the better quarterback typically wins the ball game. And Southern Miss quarterback made more plays than Jackson quarterback. But, Jackson defense looked good for a little while against Southern Miss. But, it's just tougher for us going up like that into that next division for whatever reason.
Yeah, and then you got a coach that's new that's trying to prove something too, you know what I'm saying? But I thought Jackson State was in that game for a long time. It just couldn't get over the hump. That first quarter kind of got them caught off a little bit, and then they battled back. They stayed in it, but that game has moved back to Daytona, man. So I won't be in the Bay Area.
They weren't buying no tickets. I don't think they was buying no tickets here in Tampa.
They said something about the promoter or something. I don't know, but I saw an announcement yesterday or Tuesday, one of the days that the game was moving back to Daytona. So I'm like, okay. So whatever, it ain't got nothing to do with us. They decided. Although maybe they saw the score Saturday game and like them Jaguars ain't coming out. They canceled.
No, I don't think it had nothing to do with Southern. They wasn't. I mean, y'all travel, but y'all don't travel like that. I didn't
No,
expect too many
I
Southern
ain't
people to be here.
going to Tampa like that. No, I ain't even gonna
Yeah,
play with you like that.
but I thought it would be a nice showing of Bethune people. It would be they. I would think they would probably just open the bottom bowl, and I would think they would be able to get 15,000 maybe if
Yeah, man,
Orlando and you know.
that's kind of what they be pulling in Daytona. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
15. I mean,
right,
not Daytona in Jacksonville. You know,
and
15, 20,000. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the money wasn't right. I don't know, but they made that announcement. And something didn't even know basically. So they they found out. They found out when we all found out. Yeah.
Hey, see, well, I know you was talking about your gear earlier. You got to go on and shout them out.
Oh yeah. Let me shout this out. Um, this I like I say, man. I got a nice little package from the Yard Apparel brand. Y'all can check out their website, theyardapparelbrand.com. Man, they got a lot of fly stuff, man. They got a cardigan up there, man. I really want to get, and you know, where I'm moving to at some point, it's gonna get cold. So I probably need something like that to wrap me up. But they got some nice stuff, man. I got about 4-5 shirts and a nice little bag to put some stuff in. So y'all going, you know, y'all check them out, man. They definitely got some good stuff. And nice, well constructed t-shirts, man, real comfortable, durable. I feel like, you know, one of the infomercials, but
you
it is
ain't
really
scared to
nice.
wash it. You
Oh
ain't
no,
scared to
no.
wash it.
This ain't one of them 3 for 20s that you get outside the stadium.
And if you get it out to dry, it be twisted up like this.
Yeah,
You
man.
like, well, damn, I can't keep it straight for nothing.
Man, I had bought one of them shirts outside the Bayou Classic one year. When I took it off like that, the whole collar ripped. And said at some point in the near future, man, or next I don't know time frame exactly, but gonna be moving up north to Minnesota, man. Leaving the dirty South. We're gonna be making our way up there, man. My wife family is up there. Father is not doing so great, so you know we're gonna have to make that trek, man. So I got to try to figure out how to make that trek back down for, for football season at times. But this season is real easy to miss because it's like it ain't so fun. But let's go ahead, man, and let's jump into week 3, man. Because I just looked at the clock. We we spent a lot of time on week 2, probably
Yeah,
more for Southern. But let's let's run through it and we'll give our thoughts. So a lot of D2 games this week, a lot of FBS games. Not a great week of football in terms of just, you know, games that you just don't want to miss. Week 4 is even worse. But we got Tuskegee at Jackson State. Some people think Tuskegee gonna come in here and give Jackson State a go, but I don't see it. Tuskegee, you know, they won their 2 games, but they ain't really did nothing offensively or defensively. So I think Jackson State gonna be able to run the ball all day in this game. If they can get the passing game going a little bit, this will be a good game for it. They ain't gonna really need it, but if they get it, that's a good bonus. And I think they win this game going away.
yeah. Jackson should beat this. It's gonna be too much for him. It's gonna be too much. Hopefully, y'all can get more than 13,000 people this time. You know,
You had to take your shot, huh?
yes, I do. Maybe Tuskegee will bring some people, get y'all up over 15,000.
They say they coming for a takeover. I saw that, man. I saw the Tuskegee say they coming to take over. Now I don't know if they got that many people to take over the vet, but they say they coming to take over. But, but we'll see.
They've been swinging at me all day, so I got to swing back every now and then.
And so next, this is my game of the week. Honestly, it's primarily because there ain't a lot of good games, but this game is interesting to me, and that's Alabama A&M against Tennessee State. I'm looking forward to seeing how this game goes. Kendrick Ryan's been running the ball pretty well for Tennessee State. Got a couple long touchdowns. You know, he basically doing what he always do. Getting those long touchdown runs. Like I say, Alabama and them looking solid right now. So this should be a good matchup. Tennessee State got, I mean, they ran into North Dakota State last week and got
Eddie George put that on the schedule for him, left him with that right there.
Left.
Yeah.
He put that on them and left.
but yeah, I'm gonna say from what I saw from Alabama, I haven't seen Tennessee State football team, so I'm kind of picking in the blind. But I think Alabama A&M might win this game. That's just because everybody real new at Tennessee State.
I think it's gonna be a close game, and Tennessee State, their first game against North Carolina A&T, they won that game on a blocked field goal. I think A&M should at least be better than A&T. So I think who knows what Tennessee State is at this point, and if maybe that guy actually gets 60 carries in this game. A&M will win it going away, but I do like the Bulldogs in this one. I think it's gonna be another close game, but I think the Bulldogs find a way to win it. It seems like they developing a toughness to them that I like to see from teams. So we'll see if they continue that, especially if they running the ball like they trying to do. Next we got Alcorn at Mississippi State. Get paid.
Yeah, you already know. We already know.
Just get paid and get out.
Right.
See if you can find some positivity on in your game and get in and get out. I don't got much to say on that.
It ain't that far a ride for them, is it? That should be kind of close.
Nah, it's not a long ride. I live in Mississippi. People put the time frame on it, but I don't think it ain't like a crazy trip. So they'll be able to go up and come back with a
just don't try not to get nobody beat up too bad.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Just survive. Go ahead.
It just seems like them games getting worse and worse for our schools.
It ain't
the talent.
I'm gonna be real, man. Especially this past weekend, it wasn't just HBCUs that were taking them whoopings, man. A lot of teams was handing them out. I watched Florida State and East Texas A&M on Saturday, and man, FSU could have scored 85 points if they wanted to. They had made it down to like they fifth string quarterback, So it's like, I think Northwestern State got beat down by Minnesota. Some of the teams was really handing them beatings out because I think they'd be looking at some of the teams that get upset and they like, oh, this ain't gonna happen to us. And so they really hand them out. But like you say, just don't just make it out, man. Just survive. Alabama State Alabama State against Miles. Miles is not good this year. They 0-2 and they don't look that good. Bama State should be able to do what they want in this game. Miles will play hard though. This one of them games they're gonna come in now, and try to flex. But I think Bama State gonna have too much for them in this game, and they'll win this one pretty easily.
Miles had been beat Bama State 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, and the last couple times they played them has been close, but it won't be there this year.
Right. So this is gonna be the get back. It's gonna be the get back.
I think the backups for Bama State to get some good action in this game because I don't think they're gonna be in this. I don't think the starter's gonna be in there in there too long. So we got I gotta check that game out. Clark is playing, man. They got a good team.
I'm gonna check that out too.
We got another FBS game. Well, no, let's jump back. Bethune probably feel like an FBS game. Bethune-Cookman against South Carolina State. Bethune-Cookman, only team in the conference, ain't scored a touchdown yet.
South Carolina State they got a point to prove against them.
Yeah. And I don't know what Bethune is right now because they didn't play 2 FBS games. And so I don't have no clue what they are right now. South Carolina State, they actually look pretty good against South Carolina. They gave up a couple punt return touchdowns that changed the game, but I think they're looking pretty solid. So I think they're gonna take care of business here. against Bethune, and drop the Wildcats to 0-3.
Yeah, that Bethune don't have a chance in this one right here, in my opinion. They might well be playing Miami.
Yeah, they probably should again. Next we got Prairie View and Rice. Prairie View should have won that game Saturday. They gave it away, and then they gave it away again at the end.
Took a little wind out of their sail. That's what that did. Brought them on back down to earth a little bit. That little out of the balloon.
That Monday press conference didn't have the same. That Monday teleconference didn't have the same energy as it had the week before.
Right.
So you know, you can like I say, life come at you fast. You know, you don't always realize how things gonna go till they happen. And that was a winnable game. You know, they really should have won that game, but they did fall behind early, and they came back. They made a quarterback change, which I was kind of surprised, but we'll see. You know, Rice ain't that great, but I don't really know what PV is as a team right now. I think Rice pull this one out. It might not be pretty, but I think they're gonna pull it out. And we'll just see from now.
Rice gonna win. Ain't gonna be no pulling out. They no Diddy.
I know. I was about to say you better amend that one. But we got the first of 4 games against Lincoln. I was like, everybody in the SWAC down. They should honestly join the SWAC, bro. I mean, you don't have to go to them. I mean, you don't have to go out there. They're gonna come to you. So everybody get a free home game and a free win. And this is Pine Bluff time this week to take care of business against Lincoln. I still don't know what I do not trust these teams, bro, because I don't know what they're gonna show up with because they're not bound by anything. And so you never know what they're gonna show up with. I always feel like you're gonna have like unnecessary roughness when the team showed up and Jerry Rice and all them got off the bus from the penitentiary. Like I always feel like it'll be when those kind of teams show up, because I know you just don't know. They all went to, and I think Pine Bluff up there to have a good game, man, in their home opener. They're better to get the offense going, score some points, get a couple turnovers, get the crowd excited. So I think this game gonna do what it needs to do for Pine Bluff, but I hate that. I know a lot of people playing them because of cancellations and stuff, but oh my God, I hate that. I'm telling you, man, one of these days, Lincoln gonna show up with I don't even know who in jail right now that play football, but they gonna show up with half a Georgia football team. A lot of them dudes that got in trouble. So you gotta watch them.
Stash them over there for a season. They'll stash them in Lincoln for a season and bring them back.
Bring them back like they never left. But I think Pine Bluff take care of business in that game.
Yeah, Pine Bluff got to win that one for the SWAC.
Oh yeah, I mean nobody can lose to Lincoln, bro. I swear, nobody. And I remember we played them, and I thought we were gonna lose for a little while. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was like, I am never going on social media or nothing ever again if we lose this game. We found a way to win it, but that game was way more uncomfortable than it needed to be. We got Grambling taking on Kentucky State. Man, Grambling has been all over the place competition-wise this season. They played the NAIA team. They played Ohio State, who is basically the number one team. Yes, and they looked like it. And now they playing Kentucky State, who is obviously a D2 team. So I don't know what Grambling is. I think they're gonna, put up points in this game. The defense gonna play well in this game, but I don't know what they are. They had a couple guys make some solid plays though against Ohio State, individually, but that game was just not meant to be.
No, that wasn't gonna happen.
Shout out to Ohio State. They got a dude on their team named Bo Jackson, and that dude can run the ball. So I was like, watching. Watching Bo Jackson run the ball. But anyway, I like Grambling against Kentucky State. I think they win this game pretty easily and move on to
Grambling building momentum. I think Grambling building some momentum quietly. That's what I believe.
Yeah,
I know what you say. They going all over the place, but I believe they kind of gonna be a little sleeper team.
I will say this, and y'all know how I feel about Grambling, but I like the approach that Coach Joseph taking with the offense. You know, trying to really be more of a physical, pound in the face team. You know, I like that, and I think it could bode well for them. You know, they got some good backs, so I think
Yep.
that at some point they can put it together. And you need a game like this coming off for the
Yeah.
game last week. So
Yes.
I don't have no problem with this game this week. You need a bounce back game. You don't need to play. You don't need to play a FCS team. You
You
don't need a
don't need no
conference opponent.
struggle.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need to come out there and just punch somebody in the face for 60 minutes, get you a
Right.
W, and then move on. So you can totally put that game out the way. So I don't mind it. I don't mind that. Next we have Mississippi Valley going to Hammond to take on Southeastern. Man, Valley looked like Valley last week. That's all I'm gonna say. Everybody was like, this ain't Valley like they used to be. They look like Valley that they used to be. And I know Tarleton State is a really good team. Don't get me wrong, but they looked like Valley last week, and they probably gonna look like Valley this week too. So, I don't see much from the Delta Devils
I
on
didn't see
Saturday.
that game. I didn't see that game.
It was like
I
I said, it
can't.
was a typical game, man. They got jumped on earlier. They couldn't move the ball. They turned the ball over. And so I think Southeastern they want to run the ball this year, so I think they're gonna run the ball. Of course, they always gonna have more decent quarterback. Valley do got some individual talent though, man. They got a couple guys on their team I like, but they still, a ways away from being what people think they are. And they're gonna get there. I do think if they get Coach Buckley time, he's gonna get them to a competitive spot, but I don't think it's gonna be this weekend. Next we have Lamar against Texas Southern. Now, I think Lamar's starting quarterback is out. I think that's what I saw. He might be injured. So that kind of made the game a little interesting. TSU should have beat Lamar last year in Beaumont. I don't think this game gonna have a lot of points in it though, because Lamar ain't scored a lot of points in their first two games, and TSU hadn't really put up a lot of points in their first two games. So I think it's gonna be a defensive game. I'm picking TSU to pull it out though. I don't know how, but I think they're gonna find a way to win it. It's gonna be ugly, but I think they win it.
I don't know. They coming off a tough one with California, right? But they just finished
Yeah,
playing, so I don't know. I can't call them either. They had the heartbreaking loss against the first game of the year, and then last weekend. So it's still the jury's still kind of out. I don't know what to say about them, and I don't know Lamar. I can't comment on them either. So
yeah. I mean, they like I said, they won. They won. I think they won and one, but they haven't really scored a lot of points. They don't really have a explosive offense or nothing like that. But they did upset South Dakota Saturday, 20-14. South Dakota was ranked nationally. That's a big win for them. But it was one of them games where they just found a way to win because they didn't really move the ball that much. They didn't really do a lot, but they found a way to win, which ultimately at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But
yeah,
I don't really have a good grasp on them. And like I said, the quarterback is banged up, so that could change the game a little bit for them too. Now we got the last two games of the week, man, and a lot of people picking Albany State to beat FAMU, man. Like I said, I on my for entertainment purposes on the show, I saw they had FAMU as an underdog at home to Albany State, and I asked the dude who put the spreads together, like, bro, what is the rationale behind this? And he basically just told me the numbers are the numbers, and we go with the numbers. I'm like, well, what the hell are the numbers? It don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
he's
think
looking at
FAMU is
he's
that
looking at
bad.
their offense. He's looking at their offense, the way they putting up yards and points, and looking at the way FAMU defense has played over especially this last game when they got the 56 points put up on. That's the only thing I can think of they looking at. Plus, this is my orange and green coming out me. There's some FAMU hate in there too. Everybody want to see us lose, so I think that's part of it. But only way you can correct this is go out and win the damn ball game. The first time, well, I think it was 2 years ago, FAMU played Albany State with Willie Simmons. and they came down there and they gave us a game for the first half. So I wouldn't be surprised if we go into the second quarter and to still be a ball game. But I'm expecting our depth and size to eventually wear them down and win this game. And then at some point, the boys got to nut up and get some, let the nuts hang and going on out there and play too. We can't put it all on the coaches. We need somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
somebody got to make the play.
Some point, the players got to play. I
Yeah.
feel like this game is gonna be kind of like, remember when y'all played West Florida a couple years ago?
Same situation.
It wasn't like, I don't think it was like in danger of losing tight, but it was tight going into the half, and maybe it come out of the half a little bit, and then FAMU kind of warm down. I think it'll be one of those kind of games, like Albany State gonna be in it. They're gonna be in it, but I think FAMU gonna find enough plays to win it. This is one of those games. Yes, you can't just come in there and think you're gonna roll that ball out on the field and walk out with a win. But you just have to lock in, man. And like you say, at some point, no Diddy, but at some point you gotta let your nuts hang, man. Like the coach can only do so much. We can fuss about coaches, we can do this and do that, but at some point the players gotta play, and they got to be able to go in there and make it happen.
That go back to the point that I was saying, if we got some dogs on the sideline and if they dress and they can play, we need to get them out there on the field. Now, like I say, if it's feelings and all that other kind of stuff involved, then don't dress them. But if we got the guys, I'm assuming he playing the best 11, I guess, but I don't know. But you need your best 11 or your best 22 out there. Your best on offense and best on defense, regardless of who it is, because you can't take this team lightly. If they get too much of confidence, and then that'll be the opposite effect on FAMU football team, because it's gonna just build pressure on them. So we got to come out there and just play football, and I think we should be fine. I really do. I think our offensive line got to finally come in and be who they say they are, and we got to see Big Bad Thad and the running game get going, and that would free up my man to make some easier passes.
Yeah, I do think you have to run the football like that. I know y'all. I know the offensive coordinator want to be pass oriented, but you have to. When you got a young quarterback, man, you need to make things as simple as possible for him. So you need to take as much off of him as you can. You got big backs that can carry the ball. You got talent all around, speed. Put the ball in those guys' hands, let them make plays, and go from there. So, I think, like I said, I think it'll be a tight game for a while, but I think they find a way to make things happen.
I hope to see some different style of running plays. That's what I would like to see. Some different style running plays to right now, I think we need a fullback, an H-back, or somebody back there, because it's they putting 8 in the box, and my man, the running back, whoever the running back is, he ain't gonna make nobody miss every time. I know that's supposed to be their job, but it's like somebody's always right there, in the hole.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, the back needs to, his job need to be easy too. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be, you don't want. I mean, let's be honest. Barry Sanders one of the greatest running backs of all time. But you really don't want your running back to have to run like Barry Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Like
you want the Emmitt Smith.
Yeah,
get it and go straight
ahead and pick up yardage, man. I don't need him. I don't need my man dancing for 10 yards before he pick up 5 yards. Even though he probably got the ability to make that happen, but I don't want my back to have to get touched as soon as he touched the ball.
And the defense FAMU defense the dog clouds got to come back. I thought they were on the right track against Howard, but that could have a lot to say about Howard. And then, like you say, last weekend we facing the prototype. This dude, he's standing back there looking like Joe Flacco or somebody, 6'6".
Just looking over the line.
Yeah, so you know, so it's kind of hard to get a read on the defense as well. You know, I know we didn't get very much pressure on the guy, but he was getting the ball out fairly fast. But we so far we don't have that dynamic edge rusher that we have been known to have in years to past. And I think that's one thing that's missing from the defense being a true dominating like they used to do back in the day, a couple years ago.
I mean, but you know, it starts, you know, no better time than the present.
Yeah.
And finally, the last game of the day. I'm so glad it's late at night. Most of y'all probably be doing other things, but this game going on. So unless it get like 8-0, I don't think most people gonna really pay attention to this game. But Southern and Fresno State, who knows? Well, you know, all I want, man, is for this team to show some fire. I know that sounds cliche. I know, you know, where we at right now, we just need positivity. We need to play good football. We need to hopefully limit the turnovers and just it's a long trip, man. So enjoy.
Yeah, y'all. Yeah, y'all can take y'all time and work on your new play calling situation and stuff like that.
I think that's what this is. That's what this is. You know, just hey, like a preseason game. Go out and make it happen.
Yeah.
Just go out and play and
it's gonna be an interesting weekend. I'm making the trip up there, so it's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be the first home game at Tallahassee. Like EA said in the chat, FAMU campus on lockdown tomorrow, so I don't think they having no class or anything, campus activities with the stuff that's going on around here, with the threats that was made to the HBCUs and stuff. We ain't got nothing to do with that mess. I don't know why y'all they threatening us.
Leave us out there. But I do want to say, man, if anybody going to any games or anybody doing any traveling, man, y'all please be careful. You know, these folks is unhinged. They don't use logic. They don't think for themselves. So man, y'all just, you know, I mean, I think we all should be moving carefully and safe anytime we do anything. But ultimately, this time for sure, man, y'all just
be vigilant.
Anywhere, please, man, because we don't need nothing to happen to nobody over something that, like my boy say, we ain't had nothing to do with. But they, you know, they want to point fingers at other people for things that they people did. So, you know, we'll just leave it at that. And that's about it for tonight, man. I thank y'all for tuning in, man, as usual. I thank y'all for holding it down in the chat. And doing what y'all do and making the show great. We'll be back next week, man. So with that being said, we're gonna get on up out of here and we'll catch y'all on another edition of SWAC Smoke.
Keep your head to the sky, be optimistic. Rattlers, we are right.
And that go for all of us. Stay optimistic.